It's Week 13 of the National Football League, and this one features Trevor Lawrence, as he's moved past 3,000 yards passing for the year and looking for more. It's the Jags and the Barons, and it's coming up next.
EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the Sunshine State at TIAA Bank Field here in Jacksonville. Today, we've got a Week 13 matchup for you here between the Brooklyn Barons and the Jacksonville Jaguars. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And CD, you look at our featured team here. It's a relatively balanced offense. The next-gen stats kind of bear that out. What do you think they'll be looking to do in this one?
I think it'll be exactly what you just talked about. They'll want to be balanced on offense, which means to them, they'll want everyone involved. See if they can get some one-on-ones in the passing game. Maybe identify some situation where they can swing the ball to the backs in space. Even find some spots where they just want to play some old-fashioned power football. As one of the most successful coaches in the league told us once, the definition of balanced offense, that means you can do what you want when you want to, not necessarily just running it 50% of the time and throwing it the same percentage.
The calendar has turned to December, and we're in the home stretch now as we're underway in Week 13. This will be fielded inside the 5. And he'll get it up just past the 20 as his guys will go to work at the 21-yard line. So here's the first drive now for the Jags. They're led by the #1 overall pick in the 2021 draft, Trevor Lawrence.
And he's had such a sensational season to this point, leading the NFL in passing yards. He's been helped out a lot by an outstanding set of receivers, and he's quick to give them credit. But I think even they would tell you that he's the guy that makes this offense go.
Going to the air right away, Lawrence. That's caught by his tight end, Foster Moreau. Up at the 29 now, they'll head to the line, 2nd and a yard. First carry for the Clemson man, Travis Etienne. It goes as a gain of 8, and it moves the chains.
Usually we see runs like this as the defense breaks down later in the game, but this guy's setting the tone early, running through all types of tackles and putting the defense back on its heels.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. And they'll go again with Etienne. And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43. 6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. Lawrence. He'll get this out to the flat for Etienne. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. And they'll throw on first down with Lawrence. Etienne bringing in another one. And they get to him after a gain of 6 to the 46. Again on 2nd down. Lawrence to the sideline, and oh, that's well done. Able to drag the feet. He's going to have the first down. 4 yards on the pickup. Good enough to extend the drive. They clearly wanted to come out, Charles, and be aggressive throwing the football, and they've been pretty efficient along with that aggressiveness. He's now 4 of 4 on this opening drive.
Yeah, and that's led to a fresh set of downs. I like what he's doing back there. You can tell he's at ease. Feels good about what he's doing. I think if I'm the play caller, I'm reading that. I'm continuing to let him throw the football.
On 1st and 10, it's Etienne. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. On 2nd down, Etienne once more. And he'll bring this one inside the 35. A gain of 8 there on the 8th play of the drive.
So much of the game today, we're looking for hybrid players, guys who can do a combination of jobs. And anyone who plays a strong safety position, now more than ever, is a hybrid type player. Half defensive back that covers passes and half linebacker that makes tackles. We just saw the linebacker make that play.
And he is going to have a Jags first down, and he was able to get it by plenty. A gain of 8 on 3rd and 3. Solid opening drive so far, Charles. They've moved this football into field goal range, but you know that they want to cap this off with 6 and not 3.
Absolutely. As one of the better coaches in the league always tells me, on offense, I want their body blows all game long and finish it with uppercuts. Well, here are the body blows right now. He's hoping in one uppercut will take care of the end of this drive.
He's going to go up top for the end zone. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Steps away. And they're going to get this down to about the 17-yard line here.
Holding offense.
Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty. Out of the gun, it's Lawrence. And he'll find Moreau here. And some secondary help here for the defense in the nickel on 3rd and long. Throwing again here, it's Lawrence. Catch made, it's Moreau. And they're going to be set up down around the 15-yard line. The defense shaking their heads, not aggressive enough, and they allow him to convert a 3rd and 18. Well, on 3rd down, he wanted to go to one of his most dependable targets, and that's who he found, his tight end there, to pick up the first, Charles.
And you use the proper word there, dependable, and sometimes spectacular, because tight ends nowadays, they can do it all. But they're the guys you trust, especially across the middle of the field where there's traffic. He delivers, and they pick up nice yardage. Lawrence's throw into the hands of Kirk.
And he's going to be marked down just outside the 10. On 2nd down, a run with Etienne. And he's able to break out of one tackle, but then quickly brought down. Lawrence on 3rd down. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked up by DJ Reed. And he'll go down inside the 15 at his own 13-yard line. Well, that is a quick lesson on how difficult this defense is to throw against. An interception on their initial drive of the ball game.
Now we know why their offensive staff spent the entire week awake trying to prepare for this one, because you can't totally shy away from throwing the football. But at the same time, you're looking at them and going, where are the weaknesses? How are we going to move it?
One of the top defenses in the NFL for a reason. We just saw one example right there. So out comes the offense now with a long field ahead of them. They're led out by a former number 2 overall pick in the draft from BYU at Zach Wilson.
And we all know the scouting report on him. He can attack the field at all levels with a very strong arm and make big-time plays off schedule. We also see a player with confidence and swagger. We see a guy who knows how to lead a team, who knows how to compete, and wants to be great.
And right away, he lost the football. And the Jags grab it. And great field position coming up in the red zone at the 17-yard line. So a rocky start on both sides offensively. Turnovers exchanged.
I saw what you did there.
What'd I do? Rocky.
I saw that. I got it. And, and right now, they're carrying it around like they are wearing boxing gloves. If we're going to have that kind of a reference, they've got to get it together and start playing a little bit better ball.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Throw right side is going to be caught by Kirk. And he's going to be marked down just outside the 10. Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Lawrence finding Kirk there for the Jaguar first. They'll let the fullback try and take him home. Hammering for the goal line. He loses the football. It's going the other way. And he'll go down inside the 15 at his own 13-yard line. And they put it on the ground here on the 2nd drive. And, of course, Charles, that follows drive number 1 where they had the INT.
Makes you wonder what's going on with this team, because a lot of times we can attribute it to nerves. But maybe it's a lack of focus. Maybe it is the preparation for the game. Maybe they just came into a little lackadaisical, because That's just not looking good at all. That's just not the football that we came here to see.
They'll start on the ground here on first down. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. Second down coming up. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Here's Wilson. He's going to rifle one deep left side. He's got a man complete. It's a big play there. 43 yards.
When teams practice their plays during the week, they're hoping that it's going to pay off on game day. So it sure has to feel good for them when they hit them during a game, and they hit that one there for big yardage.
So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. To throw is Wilson. He finds his man complete. That's Wilson. And he'll be brought down at the 27.
Well, for teams that like to play man coverage, running corner routes can be tough on them because of the ability of getting into it. Sometimes you're squaring it off. Sometimes you're just rounding it. Sometimes there's a fake. Sometimes there's not. That makes it very, very difficult for a DB to stay with it.
Throwing now, Wilson on first down. And this one caught along the sideline, but they say already out of bounds. Now the throw didn't give him a chance to turn it upfield, and that brings up 2nd down. They go play action now. Wilson. His throw incomplete. This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. Again, Wilson. This caught. Reception by Holmes. And they're going to stop him short of the 1st down as he's tackled at about the 21. That one good for only 6, and it leaves him with a 4th down.
How about that strategy there, Brandon? 3rd down. They just said, we've got faith in our tackles. We'll give you the short stuff, and just decided to protect the sticks. So every time I hear fans telling me tackling's not a part of the game anymore, plays like that, I can clip and save and show them you have to tackle well if you want to be a good defense.
Koo knocks this one through the post, and that'll make it 3-0 here in the 1st. With some complimentary football there. One side, your defense forces the fumble, and then they drive it down the field. Now, obviously, Charles, they wanted the touchdown, but at least they were able to drive it down and get 3 out of that.
Yeah, now we'll have to see how the other sideline responds, because they had plenty of time during that field goal to think about that fumble and how they were going to react. What are they going to do when they get the ball back and try and make things a little bit better for their team?
Out comes the Jacksonville offense as they get set to take over here. Sitting in 1st place in the division. They've got an open date on the calendar coming up next week. So, Charles, you and I were talking about this before the game. This one for them kind of has some extra importance.
It certainly does, because if they can get the win here and pad their lead a bit, or at least keep pace, then they can really kick their feet up and say a job well done at this point, and not have to worry about ball at all until they're back in their facility, back in their meeting room, getting ready for the next game.
That one goes for 8 yards.
Many different ways to create space, but on that play, he did it with that big, wide body of his. Didn't get a whole lot of yardage on the play, but it did what it was supposed to. Pick up a 1st down.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Off the play fake. Here's Lawrence. And incomplete on the deep ball. So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. Here's Lawrence to throw. Oh, a ball batted in the air, and now it's intercepted. And his crew will take over with a football at the 35-yard line.
When a team's turned it over 3 times in the 1st half, we just look at the offense and say, guys, what are you doing? But instead, we really should be looking at the defense. They've created the takeaways. 2 interceptions, 1 caused fumble. They played awfully well swarming to the ball here in the 1st half.
Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. And they'll have good field position here following the interception, and a chance to build on their lead as they start with a 1st and 10. And they'll start out here with a jet sweep. Trying to run inside, but nothing there. Here's Ronald Jones, first carry for the USC man. And not much running room. Down to the 32. In danger of squandering their great field position as they come up on a 3rd and 7. Wilson. And that is incomplete. Field goal coming from Younghoe Koo. He was true on his first. This a tough one from 49 yards away. Koo knocks this one through the post, and that will make it 6-0. Well, they already had the early lead, and they get the interception, Charles, and now they add 3 more with the field goal.
Yeah, they're in control of how this game is playing out so far. You mentioned the early lead. Now they're expanding on it, getting plays on both sides of the ball. A winning recipe if they can keep this up.
And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22. And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. And they have the game here followed by the open date on their calendar next weekend. And Charles, this is a crew that you have to think really is relishing the opportunity to be on the couch for a few days.
Yeah, they certainly are, but let's face it, partner. They can't get caught looking ahead to that couch time while they're playing this one. They've got to take care of business first.
They go play action now. Lawrence. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up 3rd down. The pressure gets to Lawrence, and he'll go down. Looks like a 9-yard loss, and it also brings up 4th.
In every game we talk about what are going to be the keys as we go into it. Maybe that's a key for their defense today. Pressure the quarterback and make sure you play a good zone defense behind them, and they get their first sack of the contest.
On 4th down, on is Logan Cook to punt. He was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. So possession goes over here on the punt. And that will come the offense as they take over. Here's Brooklyn to once again go on offense. And they, of course, coming into this one in the midst of a tough losing streak. They did get helped out by the open week last week. And in talking with him, all indications were, Charles, that was a very helpful break.
Yeah, I know a lot of teams, coaches, they hate taking time off in the midst of a losing streak because they think they have to stay on their toes and punch their way out of it. But occasionally, you get that open week, you step back, evaluate what's been going wrong, see what you can put in that can move you forward, and maybe you get a chance to breathe a little bit and kind of start over.
Throwing is Wilson. And this pass broken up. The contact well timed there, and now 4th down.
Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone, and there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
And the punter Bailey on now as he sends this one away. Fair catch signaled for and taken at about the 15-yard line. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. Well, partner, fast forward with me for a second. Remember, next week they have the open week, so they're going to get some Oh, that's the 3rd interception for Lawrence.
Lawrence's pass intercepted. They'll take over 1st and 10.
Well, that's 3 picks he's now thrown in this game.
And I know this, the holiday season, because here we are in December. Right, it is the season of giving. Maybe for his own sake after the game, he may have to announce that he's donating certain amounts to charity for each interception that he threw.
Running right, Jones. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. 6-0 our score after 1. Second quarter now, it's Brooklyn in possession as they've got a 2nd and 8 forthcoming. They'll go again to Jones. And a 5-yard gain as he's down inside the 30 to the 28-yard line. Wilson now to throw on 3rd down. And it's hauled in by Austin Hooper. And they're going to get this down to about the 17-yard line here. That reception, it brings him up to the 700 plateau. He's at 700 career NFL catches now.
And that club in baseball, a rather exclusive club and one we talk about all the time. In football, puts you in the top 50 all-time range. Not so bad either.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. An inside give to Jones. And he's heating up at the line of scrimmage. Might have gotten a yard down to the 16. On 2nd and 9, Wilson. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. Well, this offense has already been forced to settle for field goals on their drives earlier, so this is not a welcome sign here.
Indeed, it is not, and they certainly hope it's not a sign for the entire game because they know they've got to be able to sustain drives all the way through. Pick up those guys rushing the quarterback and give himself a chance.
A 3rd field goal of the first half, not what they're looking for as they come up on 3rd down. Wilson. Over the middle, it's Holmes. And he's going to come up well short as they rally up to stop him at about the 16. 3 yards, all they could muster there, and it'll bring up 4th down.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. Koo knocks this one through the post, and the drive will wind up yielding 3. So the defense able to force the interception, and the offense working their way into field goal range and able to get 3 out of it.
Yeah, and give them credit for that. They took the ball, maneuvered it downfield, and while they couldn't get exactly what they wanted, which was a touchdown, they did get 3 points out of it, so they paid off what the defense gave them. Both sides will be thrilled with that.
And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. Jacksonville back on offense and ready to take over. And they, on paper, Charles, no doubt they have the edge in this one. They are sitting with the AFC elite, and on the other side, they're down toward the bottom of the AFC. But you know what they say, especially at this point in the season, watch out for a trap game.
And in doing so, I would take my game plan and condense it. I would rely on my fundamentals, the fact that my players are probably just better, and not try and do too much, do just enough to win the game. And on the other side of the field, I'm doing everything. Every trick play I can think of, every different formation, you name it, I'm throwing it at them in order to try and get the upset win.
ETN up the middle. And this defense not giving him anything there. Maybe a yard up to the 36. On 2nd down, ETN once more. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 47 yards on the ground for him now on 9 carries. Interior of that line blocked really well on that run, but also the 2 tight ends, they blocked well too.
Not only have they scouted the line of scrimmage, with their agility, they can get upfield and hit moving targets like linebackers, defensive backs. They do a really good job helping out the running game.
Another tote for ETN. Oh, that's just not fair, and now room to run. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. All told, it's an even 30 and a first down. Well, that is a running back who is not about to go down easily. He fought his way through the contact until the seas opened up for him.
Yeah, that's a run born out of ferociousness. He took on that initial contact and in his mind just screamed, "Out of my way," and kept right on going and wound up turning it into a big play. And
you can see the distance traveled there after the initial contact on the next-gen stats. Throwing now, Lawrence on 1st down. Connection made with Chenault. And they're going to be set up now with the ball at the 13-yard line.
Well, coaches always talk about finding balance on offense. I didn't get much more balance than this. Big-time run, big-time pass.
A 1-2 combination. Looked pretty good.
How about that? Let's see if they can continue to take that kind of a punch, though.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And he works his way past the line of scrimmage and then slides to a hole. 7 yards left for second down. Ball at the 10. Lawrence will throw. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Sauce Gardner picks it off. And the return just out across the 15 to the 16-yard line.
And as we've seen, points have been precious so far, and they just threw some away on that snap. And look, let's face it, as we advance further into this game, that play will be on the minds of everyone who's watching it. They wonder if this is the turning point. Is this the spot where those points were given away and could cost them a ball game?
And now this offense comes back out onto the field. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had the field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right?
Not one that I've ever met.
Brings it up just shy of the 25. Showed some of that quickness there on the move. They'll run. This is Holmes. Well, they needed 2. They could only get 1. 4th down.
He may be a bit undersized compared to the modern-day NFL defensive tackle, but what he lacks in size, he definitely makes up for in his ability to make tackles in the run game as well.
Jake Bailey on now to punt here on 4th down. 44 on his first punt, and this is a good kick as well. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. As the offense returns, let's take a look at running back Travis Etienne. He's doing his thing. He's got some good yardage, but his team right now in the second quarter, 0 points.
Just not a complete formula. Half of it's there, being able to run the ball and set the tone. Wonder if they may have to go to some play action, throw off the run game, and try and get the ball in the end zone.
I was just going to ask you that same thing. Maybe you use that run now to set up the pass, right?
I would think so, because the run has been very effective for them.
Eluding the pressure right. And he wisely will throw that one away. The Jaguars on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 7. Now Lawrence to throw. Able to complete this to Chenault. And he will have a Jaguars first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Well, this is where reading defenses and practice time comes into play. You got to know what you're running versus zone versus man and how to run the proper route. And they just executed that one pretty well.
Straight ahead, Etienne. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. And now it looks like we're going to get a timeout here. We've got a man shaken up. Well, hopefully, obviously nothing serious here. Medical staff, though, going to take a peek, and we'll take a break. So a step in the wrong direction. Now they'll look to make amends on 2nd and 14. Etienne once more. And he'll take this one across the 45 up to about the 46-yard line. On 3rd down, Lawrence. And they'll try and set up the screen to Etienne. And he'll take this to the 47, but no further, as they get him down well short of the line to gain. They'll get only a yard out of that, and it'll bring up 4th down.
Good reactions there defensively. That screen was a little slow in developing, and they shut that one down with little gain.
Here's Logan Cook now to punt this one away. He'll get off a fairly short kick here as this is toward the sideline. And the punt over the side in the air, and the spot will be inside the 35. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
From the 40 now on 2nd down. Wilson, and he fires one incomplete. A couple extra tight ends in the formation here as they line up 3rd and 2. Now it's Wilson. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage.
They brought in a heavy set on 3rd down, and that usually means running play, but we have seen them throw out of that formation, and sure enough, they snuck the tight end out on that one, wound up hitting him for a first down.
Throwing again here, Wilson. Jaguar pressure and a Jaguar sack. Josh Allen coming in hard there on the blitz, and he gets him 7 yards behind the line of scrimmage.
Pressure can come from all over when you're plotting a defensive strategy. On that particular play, it just came from the outside.
Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on 2nd down. Up the middle, Jones. And not much doing. He'll get this only up to about the 36. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Over the middle and into the hands of his receiver, Moore. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Jaguars' 44-yard line. That was no 3rd and 2. That was 3rd and 16, but they get the conversion anyway.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
They'll throw on first down with Wilson. And that'll be incomplete. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Now Wilson. And he can't find anywhere to go with it. And he goes down. The pressure from multiple guys there as they bury him for a big 9-yard loss.
I don't know about you, but if I'm the offensive line coach right now, I'm having an absolute fit. This team that they're going against has 3 sacks, yet they rank dead last in the league in sacks coming into this game.
Maybe overlooked them a little bit?
Could be. I don't know if it's the scheme. I don't know if they've just gotten fortunate along the way. I have no real great answer for it, but we're seeing something you don't often see.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. We remind you in just a couple of minutes we'll get you to Orlando and our good friend Jonathan Coachman. Coach will run through some of the numbers and the next-gen stats from this first half of football so far. The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their first timeout. So as they take it over, we step aside. Here's Jake Bailey now. This is away, but boy, headed straight for the sidelines. And this punt goes out of bounds, and it'll be marked inside the 40. Jacksonville offense gets the ball back. Travis Etienne and company head back out there. Now, the ground game's been good, but they're losing here in the 2nd quarter. Can they use that ground game maybe to work the air attack a little bit more?
I think so, because now you can throw play action off of being able to run the ball effectively. And oftentimes you might want to just swing your back out of the backfield, get the ball in his hands in open space, and just don't get totally away from running it, because some of these runs now, they may pop bigger as the game goes along.
Yeah, they've been good with a run so far. First down now, but that clock rolling. Now Lawrence. And one more time, here's Kirk. And the tackle going to be made at the 38.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space, and it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
Now the Jags will use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. A 1st and 10 here. You know, if they could just get 3 out of this, something about whittling it to a one-score game at half that might provide a psychological boost. And that's complete to ETN out of the backfield. And he gets us down inside the 35 before going out of bounds.
Out of bounds at the 34-yard line.
To throw again on 2nd down. Lawrence. That's going to be caught. It's Chenault. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. A big one there for the Jags. 18 yards, 1st down. So 5 plays on this drive, Charles. All passes, all completions. And just like that, they're in the red zone.
And don't you think the playbook opens up a little bit more now? Because all they've done is throw the football. If you want to run it now, you may very well have them fooled.
On 1st and 10, it's Lawrence. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And the Jags are going to have a 1st and goal coming up as the tackle made at the 3-yard line.
That's the 3rd time on this drive that these two connected with each other. They've got a real rapport going. And right now, it's been over big chunks of yardage as shown by that last play.
The kicker fest so far, all points via field goals. They're hoping to change that right here. And my goodness, another interception. Sauce Gardner picks it off. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. CD, when he went to throw that, I'm not sure if he just didn't see where the defense was. Whatever the case, not the throw you're looking for on 1st and goal.
Not at all, because, look, let's face it, that close to the goal line, if you throw an interception, is going to hurt on any down. But really, the only down you can kind of live with is if you do it on 4th down. The first 3, if you don't have it wide open, just get rid of it. Make sure they can't get it and live to fight another down. 1st and goal, and you throw the pick, not good at all.
Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. Not wanting to take a chance this time, they'll keep it on the ground. And he'll just keep 2 hands on the football as he'll be taken down after a short pickup. So we come upon halftime with 9 points separating these two teams. As we send you a couple hours south of here to Orlando, that's where we check in with a coach and our EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. Things definitely getting interesting around the NFL as we begin the month of December. So let's get right to it. We'll begin our trip around the NFL with an interesting one right off the bat. And they are nearing halftime with the Steelers out in front. Devin Duvernay, a touchdown reception. Next, we'll head over to check on the Giants at home at MetLife Stadium. And they have the lead in that one over the visiting Minnesota Vikings. Justin Herbert has thrown a touchdown pass. Lastly, we head to Gillette Stadium in Foxborough, check on the Patriots. And they've got the lead in that ball game over the visiting 49ers. Damian Harris with a touchdown run. We'll continue on and take a look at the next-gen stats from the first half. And even though they've got a halftime lead, they're likely devising ways as we speak to try and get a little more production from their passing game. Meanwhile, for the Jaguars, they were even better throwing the football. Lots of open receivers to choose from, and you can bet that'll continue to be a focus in the second half.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. And we will not have a run back here as the second half starts with a touchback. And this offense set to go now to begin the third quarter. And they've got the lead. CD, what do you think the message was at halftime?
I don't think the message was too drastic, I think, at the half, or that they need to change things too much. I do think the offensive line could play a little bit better. And I think they'll try and help them out more. They'll probably keep a tight end in a few more times and maybe add a running back to the formation to pick up those pass rushers, because they probably allowed a few too many sacks for comfort in the first half.
Here's Holmes. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. 4 yards the pickup, first down.
2nd and inches is oftentimes an invitation for an offense coordinator to take a big shot downfield because he feels like he can come back on 3rd down and pick up the 1st down. But sometimes you just don't want to break tendency. Stay with what you are, stay with who you know, and go get the 1st down. That's exactly what they did.
And he slides and covers up at the end as he's going to be able to pick up decent yardage.
It's a gain of 8. Brings up 2nd and 2 at the 46-yard line.
Play action. Now Wilson. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Josh Allen able to record his 5th sack of the season.
Well, this has to count as a great team effort today, but this man, he's been at the center of all of it. Really special day for any defense to have this many sacks in a game, even more so for this player. One of the best individual efforts of the season.
And the Jags have 5 in the secondary here on 3rd down. To throw is Wilson. And finding the tight end Hooper. And he gets this only to the 41. Not near enough for the first. It'll go as a gain of 4. And that's going to bring up a 4th down.
Excellent job there defensively. Gave up the underneath to the tight end on 3rd down, and they made sure that they did their job. Got him on the ground and prevented him picking up a 1st down.
So they bring out their punter as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. And he couldn't get it to check up. That kicks all the way into the end zone for a touchback. Here comes the Jags offense now. Time for their first possession of half number 2. And, Charles, they're certainly still right in this game, but they need that offense to wake up and in a hurry.
Yeah, I like the way you put it. They certainly did seem to sleepwalk a bit in the 1st half. Now that their defense has done its job, it's their turn now to go out.
Now the ball comes loose, but fortunately he's able to recover his own fumble, and that could have been trouble. On 2nd down, here's a keeper by the QB. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. A gain of 8 on the keeper and a 1st down.
Well, he's certainly dangerous when he spots a lane, and he keeps it himself there and worked out well.
And how about the moving parts on a play like this? You know you have to practice it over and over because it's almost like a ballet that has to be choreographed. But how about once he made the decision to go, he committed to it and went. Let's face it, most teams are going to defend the running back much more than the quarterback on that type of a play.
Here's a give to Etienne. And he'll be tackled just past the 35 at the 36. From the 36, Lawrence. That's going to be caught by Kirk. And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on 3rd down.
And they'll try and run the option to pick it up.
Call it no gain on the keeper, and it's going to bring up a 4th down.
Another down on the scoreboard, but the urge to go for it is almost irresistible here on 4th and short. Yeah, I know they're on their own side of the field.
I was going to say.
Normally I would say punt the ball away, but I'm feeling it. I say go for it.
Here's Logan Cook now as he's on to punt for Jacksonville. And a fair catch called for and made just outside the 15-yard line. It'll be a 39-yard punt, no return.
And they will take over 1st and 10. Here's Brooklyn to once again go on offense.
And our game's hit a little bit of a lull here, a little bit of a snag. Punts on back-to-back drives.
And old school coaches don't necessarily mind that. Didn't turn it over, right? Didn't create a big play for the other team. Right now what you're looking for is can you gain an advantage in field position? And that's what both teams are seeking right now.
Yeah, they'll be seeking to gain that advantage here on this drive.
Wilson's pass complete to Austin Hooper. It's a gain of 6. 1st down, Brooklyn.
Throwing now, Wilson on 1st down. He finds his man complete. It's Wilson.
Finding room at midfield.
And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. That'll wind up a gain of 27 on the catch and run. So in Jacksonville territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. The give is to Jones. And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6.
Second down, another shot for Jones.
And a short gain there down to the 37-yard line.
They'll run with Holmes.
And he picks up the first before he's taken down at the 29. Move the chains, a gain of 7 on 3rd down.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time and making it work.
Now a 1st down carry by Jones. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
On the carry, it's Holmes.
And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. Able to get the 1 yard he needed, but nothing more.
A gain of 1 yard. 1st down, Brooklyn.
They'll try the right side with Jones. Looking for a crease, can't find one. Stopped at the line of scrimmage.
Here's Jones again on 2nd down.
And just a couple yards there down to the 17. On 3rd down, Wilson. And it'll be intercepted.
Picked off by Tyson Campbell. And the Jags are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20. So that, Charles, maybe the play that this defense has been looking for.
They've hung in there, and if they lose this game, it won't be from a lack of effort on their part. The key question is, can the offense finally do something? Because we're into the 3rd quarter, and a 0 is still glowing on the scoreboard.
Out comes the Jaguar offense now as they get set to take over. Their defense has done the job. Now it's the offense's turn as they've got it 1st and 10.
They'll start on the ground. ETN.
And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down. On 2nd and 7. Lawrence. And completes it to Kirk over the middle. These two have hooked up 9 times now this afternoon as they pick up the first.
He kept the receiver in the short field, but that let his quarterback get the ball quickly to him before either guy in double coverage could react.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
A shotgun snap and a give to ETN.
And he'll be tackled just past the 35 at the 36.
The 1st down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. Here's Lawrence to throw. Out to the left. That's where the tight end Moreau is. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled.
They picked up 5 yards last time. Now they double it and get 10 here.
That's a nice catch there. Remember, he had the fumble earlier. No way he was giving up the ball in that situation. Secured it tight to his body and picks up the 1st down.
Nothing in that first half, nothing on the last drive, but they're moving now with a 1st and 10. Now a handoff inside, it's Jackson. And he powers through the first wave, but he's going to be swallowed up behind the line of scrimmage.
A loss of a yard.
on 2nd and 11 now. Lawrence. And a little floater there, but it'll wind up incomplete, falling to the ground. Looking to throw, Lawrence. Under pressure here, and down he goes. Sacked back at about the 43-yard line. Multiple players getting home for the 1-yard sack.
I remember when I was a kid and all I wanted was a nickel so I could get that soda down at the fountain. And guess what? The nickel came into play well. 5 defensive backs, they covered well, allowed for the sack.
Sodas were a nickel when you were a kid?
No, I just needed the extra nickel so I could pay the proper price.
Okay, how much were they? A dime? What were they?
15 cents.
A Cook now on to punt as he gets this one away. And a nice job here to down this one right on the 5-yard line.
That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
From that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb. And now this offense comes back out onto the field. As this offense takes the field against CD. Remember last drive, they were moving the football, but then they threw that costly interception, so we'll see if they can right the ship here on this drive.
And doesn't that just sum up football? We see it all the time, don't we? The defense goes from losing the battle to making a huge play and stealing the momentum. So you know they're riding high right now, and they're ready to challenge this offense and that quarterback one more time.
And we'll see if the offense is up for that challenge. Now a loose football. The ball comes out, and the Jags grab it. Pushing his way through, and he brings this one back. A fumble return for a Jacksonville score. This defense, Charles, they needed some type of a spark to help get them back in this game. I think they just got their spark.
No doubt about it. You know, that's all they discussed. How can we get ourselves moving again? How can we get our team going? This definitely qualifies.
Tyler Bass on for the extra point attempt. And they're back within a couple at 9-7 now. So not only the cough up, but then the pickup on the other side, the scoop, and the score the other way. The fumble return for a touchdown. And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. And Charles, we've seen almost 3 full quarters now, and neither offense can really get it going. Neither has hit the end zone, and neither side seemingly can make that big play.
But the game hasn't been devoid of action because these 2 defenses, they've taken over and they've slugged it out. But I think you're exactly right. We're at that stage of the game now where one of these offenses, if they make a big play, that could be the difference.
And he's going to lose yardage here as they will switch ends as time is run out on this 3rd quarter of play. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his 3rd down play as we've played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. 3rd and long, it's Wilson. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Wilson. And he'll get this to the 23, but that'll be well short of what he needed. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and that'll bring up 4th down.
One of the selling points of the end route is it gives the quarterback a really nice sight line to his receiver and almost on a direct shot able to throw the ball into the middle of the field and have a great chance of success as they did on that play.
And they'll send out their punter now as he's on for the 5th time here today. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. And a fair catch called for and made just inside the 35-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Jaguars go on offense, 1st down and 10. Lawrence bringing the Jaguars up, 1st and 10 at the 34. Now Lawrence. Catch made, it's Moreau. So just 3 yards on the completion there. And it'll be 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 7 at the
Lawrence. And he wisely will throw that one away. This offense on third down today, they've converted 3 times in 8 chances. This is 3rd and 7. Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete. Here's Logan Cook now as he's on to punt for Jacksonville. We'll call it a 42-yard punt, 3 on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. Here's Brooklyn to once again go on offense. Their defense got the stop, forced the punt, and now you really start to monitor the clock as they nurse this slim lead. On first down, Wilson. And the Jags get to him as down he goes. Multiple defenders get to him there, and that is the 6th time he's been sacked in this ball game.
I think we're both starting to run out of adjectives because this pressure has been relentless all game, but none of the prior sacks might be as impressive as the one we just saw.
So now 20 yards to go on second down after the sack. Work to be done. Here's Wilson. And this throw incomplete. And the defender all over him that time, and it's going to lead to 3rd down. Wilson. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. On now is the punter as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Following the punt return here, there is someone shaken up. So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside. Lawrence bringing the Jaguars up 1st and 10 at their 38. They'll begin the drive with Jackson on the ground, and he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's 2nd down. 2nd down at 6 now from the 42. Now Lawrence to throw. And now here is another interception. And he returns it into enemy territory down to the 45-yard line. But to be frank, CD, this is getting tough to watch. I mean, you feel for him, but 6 interceptions, that's at a whole new level. It's not a good level.
It makes it tougher and tougher to come up with ways to try and support him. But you have to as a team because you can't just throw your quarterback aside. You're going to need him later on. But it reminds me of a time that a former defense coordinator of mine told me he was in a game where his quarterback threw 7 interceptions. So after the 6-1, one of the defensive players went to the quarterback and said, here's what you do. Throw the ball to the other team, and let's see if our receivers can pick it off and turn it into a completion.
That's just mean. I don't know that I'd go down there and say that to him right now. Probably pretty fragile. A run now with Holmes. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11.
He's got exactly what you're looking for, the ability to not just diagnose a play and quickly, but to make a play as well. Nice job there tackling him for a loss.
A 3rd down now. Those last 2 plays indicative of how things have gone for them. Just nowhere to go on the ground and struggling to put up points. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete. They bring their punter out there now as he'll come on to kick this one away. And this will be out of bounds. Now it's a question of where they'll mark it. And they'll say it crosses at the 11-yard line. Jacksonville set to go again offensively. Now this game, it has obviously been all about the defense on both sides of the football. Which offense is going to break through here? We'll see if they can do it on this drive. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. A gain of 8 there on the play. And it'll be a second and a couple.
I got the sense that the defense created a little momentum for them there, didn't they?
Did their job, forced the punt. Now, nice start to the drive. Offense has to do their part.
Yeah, they certainly do, but what a great start for them. They've got to go thank the guys on D.
Throwing again on second down. Lawrence working the middle here. That's complete to Moreau, the tight end. 8th catch for him now. He's been a big factor. And it's a first down.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
On 1st and 10, it's Etienne. He'll get a yard. That's all as they get him down at the 28. On second down, Etienne once more. Oh, a nifty juke there.
Not much fun for a guy trying to tackle him.
Lawrence on 3rd down. And able to find Kirk complete. And he is going to have a Jags first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And Brandon, from our time in college football, where receivers weren't running the traditional NFL route tree, one thing they did learn, find open areas, find soft spots, and set up and catch the ball. And I think we just saw that there.
Yeah, we saw that indeed, picking up the first. Throwing now, Lawrence on 1st down. He'll get this out to the flat for Etienne. And they'll get this down to around the 47-yard line. They'll go option on 2nd down, right side. And he'll lose yardage here, back at the 47. A field goal from this spot likely out of the question. They've got to get closer here on 3rd down. Able to complete this to Chenault. And he will have a Jaguars first down, and comfortably so, as he gets 5 there on 3rd and a yard.
And that's understanding where the markers are, because it's not just running to them. Because on the catch, you can actually be pushed back before the first down. It's getting past it and allowing that opportunity to drift back towards the first down line and still having picked it up. Really well run.
They run the option here on 1st and 10. It'll be a pickup of 5 on the keeper. It's 2nd down. Play action. It's Lawrence. That's going to be caught. It's Chenault. And they move this all the way down to the 9. A really good pickup of 28 yards.
And here we are in the 4th quarter, partner, and we watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there. Not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
And the question now, how do they want to work the clock here on 1st and goal? A field goal would give them the late lead. And they'll run with Etienne. And he maneuvers his way down to the 3-yard line. So the ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal.
A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and goal.
Jackson. Fighting, but he won't get too far. Maybe a yard, that's all, down to the 2.
Down at the 2-yard line. A gain of 1 yard on the play. It's now 3rd.
Etienne. Well, they hit him in the backfield, and he will not escape. And that is not going to get it done. Nothing doing there as the 13th play of the drive proves to be unlucky.
And I don't think there should be much of a discussion here, but you know how I am. You kick the football, you take the lead. How bold do you want to be in this situation, though?
Bit of a pressure spot here for Tyler Bass. This for a 4th quarter lead. The kick by Bass is good. And they take the lead here by a point, 10-9. So he waited on the sideline for his first chance in the ball game, and it didn't come until the 4th quarter, but he connects there. A big one to give him the lead.
Boy, you talk about coming in cold. I don't care how many times you kick it into a net. You're not really ready when you go out there and all that beef is coming at you trying to block the kick. Big spot, and he delivers.
And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18. And now this offense comes back out onto the field. And now they find themselves trailing following the field goal. Still a good amount of time in this fourth quarter, but this drive very well could determine the outcome of this ball game. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. Under 4 to go now as the clock runs and they come up on 2nd down. Now Wilson. Wide open receiver complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets this football out shy of the 30 to the 29.
That's tough to play zone defense when they can just curl up right there in front of you.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we talk about finding the soft spot. Defensively, how do you make sure they don't find the soft spot like they did there?
Tough to do, because what they normally will do is run routes that'll pull you out of that spot they want to get into. That's what we call not taking the cheese, right? Don't go for the mousetrap. But it's hard to do because when you see a guy cutting in that direction, you tend to go towards him.
So the completion good for just 3. And that will bring up 2nd down. Now it's Wilson. Jaguar pressure and a Jaguar sack. Multiple rushers break through to drop him for the 7th time this game. He was still looking through his progressions and going through his receiver options, and while he was doing that, the defense got to him quickly in the pocket.
And it was a great example of zone coverage. Well executed, well coordinated. All the receivers were covered, and he couldn't evade the rush back in the pocket.
Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is 3rd and long. Here's Wilson. Flush to his right. On a huge mistake late, it's intercepted. And the Jaguars are going to take possession of the football.
I'm not sure, Brandon, we've seen a sloppier played game this year for a team on offense. Turn it over 4 times and expect to win? No chance whatsoever. And look, I have no idea what the ratio is about turnover 4 times and how that correlates to winning or losing. But I guarantee you, it's not very good.
Out comes the Jacksonville offense as they get set to take over here. Now listen, it's a team game, we know that, but where would these guys be right now, Charles, without their defense? So they take over here following the turnover. Defense did it again, but on offense they have to feel like, hey, we need to do something.
You're exactly right, and you just mentioned it, the defense did it again. They bailed them out on a number of occasions in this contest. It's time for them to repay the defense at the least. Keep the ball for a while. Give those guys a break so they can catch their breath.
On 2nd down, a run with Etienne. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line. And quickly, we're going to get another stop here with 1:54 left as they call the timeout defensively. Here's Lawrence. And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to. The kick by Bass is good. And the lead grows to 4. It's 13-9. So they get to 3, but you wonder now, is that going to be enough?
Excellent question, because when I look at the smiles on that side of the field, it's a little tight, aren't they? If they had scored a touchdown there, those would be big half-moon grins right now because they'd feel a whole lot better about their position.
And a touchdown in the other direction, all of a sudden they're down. The situation for them offensively as follows. Down 13-9, and time, a huge factor. A 4th straight defeat looming on the horizon, barring a comeback here as they've got it with a 1st down. Here's Wilson. A quick throw there going to be batted away and incomplete. Following the incomplete pass, here they go again. 2nd and 10 from the 25. Wilson to throw. It's caught. Reception by Holmes. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down. That's into the hands of Tutu Atwell. And they work this well upfield across the 45. Wilson's throw into the hands of Hooper. gain of 4 gets him right to the midfield stripe. Meanwhile, Wilson's throw here into the hands of Moore. And he's got another first down as the tackle's made at the Jaguars' 40. Now Wilson. Holmes has got it complete. And he'll be brought down inside the 40-yard line. Wilson's throw here going to be caught by Wilson. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Jaguars' 29-yard line. Throwing now is Wilson. Escaping the pressure right. And he'll take this beyond the line of scrimmage as he slides to a hole. This one came right down to the wire. It seemed they had that one final chance to try to navigate their way into the end zone, but couldn't get it done to avoid the loss.
Yeah, and how about the defense there? Because while they had one final look at the end zone, the defense made sure they knew what they were doing on the last play, executed it flawlessly, and no flags. Because remember, if there's a defensive penalty, there's one play left in the game that the offense gets. They didn't allow that to happen.
So for Jacksonville, it's a 10th win on the year as they move to 10-3. And they'll be able to enjoy this one through the bye week before they get back at it again. Meanwhile, for our visitors, the playoffs look to be out of reach now as they drop to 4-8. And they'll be at home for one next week as the Baltimore Ravens come to town.